Why is erotic choking becoming more common? I'll cover what erotic choking is, why it's becoming popular, psychological and cultural influences, the dangers and medical consequences, what experts and therapists say, the importance of education and consent. Across the internet and in intimate conversations, a dangerous sexual trend is being talked about more and more: erotic choking. Once considered taboo, this behavior has quietly moved into mainstream discussions, movies, and even the bedrooms of young adults. But what is it? Why is it becoming so common? And more importantly, is it safe? Erotic choking, also known as erotic asphyxiation, is the act of intentionally restricting airflow or blood flow to the brain during sexual activity. The goal for some is to increase sexual pleasure, emotional intensity, or achieve a heightened orgasm. This may involve hands applying pressure to the neck, use of ropes, belts, or forearms, holding breath or being held down. But despite what some may claim, this is not a harmless act. When oxygen is restricted, the brain and heart can be affected, even after a few seconds. This trend has seen a spike especially among teens and young adults. But why? 1. Exposure to adult content online. Online adult films increasingly show choking as common, even expected. Many scenes now depict it as part of normal intimacy, with no warning or discussion about safety. 2. Social media trends. TikTok and Instagram have made choking jokes and memes popular, sometimes even romanticizing the act. Some teens mimic these behaviors without understanding the real risks. 3. Curiosity and media influence. Movies, TV shows, and music now often include aggressive or dominant sexual themes. This leads people to explore things that seem exciting or edgy, even if they're harmful. Why would someone want to be choked, or choke someone else, during intimacy? There are psychological layers to this. Some associate choking with loss of control, which can be tied to trust or submission. Others find the danger element psychologically stimulating, a mix of adrenaline and arousal. There's also influence from pornography, which creates unrealistic expectations of what sex should look like. However, many people don't even know why they try it. They're imitating what they've seen, not necessarily what they enjoy. Let's be clear, choking is dangerous. And it's not just a dramatic warning, it's medical fact. Here's what happens when you choke someone. Oxygen supply to the brain drops. Within 10 to 15 seconds, dizziness or blackouts can occur. Brain damage may begin within minutes. Choking can trigger cardiac arrest, especially in people with hidden health issues. There are also cases of death, often during solo play or with partners who didn't know the limits. It only takes a little too much pressure or a moment of miscommunication to turn pleasure into tragedy. Experts in sex therapy and psychology urge caution. Here's what they say. Consent and communication are essential. Choking should never be done without open, enthusiastic consent, and both people must know the risks. Choking is not safe without training. There is no safe way to restrict someone's airway. Even people in the BDSM community use safe words, signals, and clear rules, and often avoid choking completely. Education is lacking. Most people trying choking have never been taught about anatomy, safety, or the consequences. This makes it even more dangerous. Many parents in schools avoid talking about sex, especially topics like choking. But this silence creates confusion, shame, and misinformation. Teens and young adults turn to TikTok, pornography, and peers for knowledge, and that's where the damage begins. We need open, science-based conversations about consent, pleasure versus danger, emotional health, and how to make safe, respectful choices. Choking may seem like a trend, but it's not a game. If you're curious about exploring intimacy, start with safety, education, and trust. Don't copy what you see online without understanding what's at stake. Because your life, your brain, and your future are worth protecting. Waving hand, thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Brain stay safe. Stay smart.